Okay, now we get to the part where it is examples of Spanish influence and the influence of other cultures on Texas. But not really. We're really just talking about Spanish influence. I mean, this is the Spanish colonial era, right? Spanish colonial era. Smiley face. Okay, so first box is religion. I think you guys should know this by now, right? Roman Catholic. Obviously. And then we have the arts, and this is where you're going to have fun with me for the rest of this section. So, corridos, or ballads, frescoes, mural paintings in churches, and Teana music, and that one we've defined in our glossaries. If you don't remember, you should totally check it out. Maybe even do your vocab if you're a little bit behind. Just throwing it out there. For place names, we have Amarillo, which means yellow. See how I switched pen colors there? I am clever. And it was the color of the soil and wildflowers, and the name came from the settlers, and that's all I have to add on that. Rio Grande, or Grande, which means big river, which is why Rio Grande River is redundant. And then we have architecture, and we have home, hacienda, and you can argue with me all you want. I want to remind you that this is, 17th century Spain Spanish, not modern day Mexican Spanish, and there is a difference in dialects. I don't know if it's any more correct in Spain today, but I'm tired of arguing about it. Know that for this unit, home and hacienda are the same. Presidio is a fort or a type of fort, and the presidios were built with the sole purpose, supposedly, in theory, of protecting the missions, keeping out the intruders. Now, in practice, the presidios often kept in, our newly transitioned colonists that we have. So some Native Americans didn't really like the structure of mission life and maybe weren't completely convinced of Catholicism or giving up their, old original ways completely for this brand new shiny religion the Spaniards brought in. So they tried to run, and the soldiers in the Presidio were also in charge of bringing them back and making sure that did not go down. They were strict. And then we have this word, which I tried to pronounce and I had to delete it because it came out all kinds of wrong. And those are wells, and those were really important in mission life. Asiguas? I don't know. Tried to slow it down and I made some funny sounds, so don't know how to pronounce it. I know that's the word. Adobe, which is that sun-dried brick, that's super pretty still. And arch, something like that, which is a style of architecture. For vocabulary, we have just two words. It's vaquero, which are Spanish cowboys, and rodeo. I don't know if that's exactly a new word to you, but it's a sport based on the skills of cowboys. Now, I'm going to point out we're still pretty early in the game, and I want to say that rodeo as a sport might be older than football. I say might, and I genuinely don't know. Feel free to correct me or give me the correct timeline of sporting events here. I don't really know. For food, we just have two. So we have tortillas, which are defined in this unit as flat bread made of corn. Not too many of you got this one wrong, although several of you felt the need to add and flour to the definition on your vocabulary quiz. And we also have tamales, which, as defined in this unit, are dumplings made of corn flour and meat. And I saw some arguments on your vocabulary quizzes with that as well. So I want to remind you that when you time travel into the past, like we are doing now, traveling through time into the past, words are going to change meaning. And what they're defining is going to change as well. So keep in mind, we're talking about a different country than Mexico, so the language and dialect is a little different. And we're talking about a different time. So the food has evolved and commercialized a lot since this time frame.